Hello and welcome. I am tossing up. I'm not sure whether to call this reading the resilience one or just like a complete victory after a fall. You wouldn't guess it to look at it, but I tell you right now, I had to do a second reading after I drew these cards. If you haven't already noticed, I like to combine different decks, particularly when there's like a signifier card and then a secondary or support card. And obviously there is a risk of pulling out the same card. To me, that just shows, that's affirmation, that is a real clarifier that I'm on the right track. But lo and behold, if you're into tarot, you might have already picked it, but I have dealt the exact same cards from each deck. Now, they're not overly positive cards. To me, what I saw here, it points to, I was tossing up either a devastating stock market loss or a very expensive and distressing divorce. We'll start with the Five of Summer, Five of Cups. Bless that fairy deck. They always put a lovely positive spin on things. They've written, trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. The Five of Cups is about grief, disappointment, the loss of harmony, well, the loss full stop, emotional loss. It's related to dwelling on the past. Here it shows some sort of drunk who's in a bit of a downward spiral. It also relates to regret. I think that my favourite Five of Cups is the Everyday Witch one because, come on, can you not just see what's happening here? It is about completely being despondent over a loss and neglecting or just not being able to see what remains. It's like there could be a parade or something, a big circus in the background, but she's like, nah, these three cups is the only thing in my world right now. The remaining two and the bottle need not exist, they don't compensate. Alright, so now the Five of Pentacles, about deprivation, exclusion, hardship, quite clearly. It's also powerlessness, injury. So obviously it doesn't have to be a physical injury. In this case, I would probably say that it would be more of a pride, ego injury. Here are a couple of other versions that depict the thought of real hard times. You're cold, alone, you're feeling small and weak, and you've lost security. It is very much related to the material world, as Pentacles are, so the loss of a job, loss of money, loss of a home, something like that. So keep in mind that this is times two, so the feelings are doubled. The way I interpreted it is sort of like the inner and the outer experience of it. So the Five of Cups would be how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, and how you see the world. The Five of Pentacles would be how they feel about themselves, and then secondarily how they feel and how they see the world around them. So it's pretty rough, would be probably the biggest understatement I've made today. But I reckon I can be a little bit flippant because, as I said, this is about triumph. I know how this story ends, and that's why I had to do a second reading, because I thought, what on earth? I can't stop at this reading, can I? So hang five and I will be right back with how all of this ends. I'm so excited for this person. I'm just like scribbling notes down. I can't believe how incredible this outlook is compared to the previous one. It sucks that the person doesn't exist though. This is just an example. But, you know, it's something nice for us all to see. A victory. We'll start with the major arcana, the Hanged Man. This came up in a reading I did for my sister once, and her face like screwed up. She was like, the Hanged Man? Oh my gosh, you know, she thought that it was negative or scary, but no way. And in fact, it's an ideal card to have after the previous reading. So the Hanged Man is about ruminating, thinking about your life, looking inwards as well as looking outwards, looking at the world from another perspective, reflecting on your values, reflecting on your past behaviors and your choices that you've made. Now this card here is from the New Vision deck, which is rocking my socks off at the moment. But importantly, he doesn't care. The Hanged Man does not care what people think. So the image of people pointing and laughing is completely, it wouldn't bother the Hanged Man because he's got a deeper purpose. Importantly, he's there voluntarily. He's not tied up tightly. He is there because he wants to be there. Now this is from this awesome book, Who Are You in the Tarot? And it explains here about the Hanged Man as a hidden factor, how it represents hang-ups, the things you try to hang on to and whatever you are hung up on. You fear being alone and powerless. Bang! Where was he just beforehand with those 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles? That is exactly where he was. He was alone and powerless. It goes on to say just how much spiritual growth you can achieve through those sorts of difficulties. So that sets such a good foundation for that sort of bridge between what happened in the last reading and what is yet to come with the last 3 cards here. Now that the Hanged Man has got his bearings, he can take himself down and move on with his life. And that's what leads us to the Page of Pentacles. It shows you that the challenges that you faced are now in your past. The pages do represent the younger of the court cards, so it shows that it's still early days. You're still recovering, you're still growing, trying to recuperate what you once had. But it's a clear sign toward potential, very good prospects and opportunity. I like this little dude here from the Deviant Moon deck. He's willing to take on that opportunity. He's got the tools, he's ready, you know, he's bumbling away, he's got everything prepared like his first day at work. Pentacles often represent finance, so it's a bit like, who's it, that character? Daffy Duck, or the one with the 3 nephews who keeps that original coin, the beginning coin that he built everything from. I so dearly wish I could have explained that better, but we will move on now that we see that the challenges are in the past and you've set some goals and this is a time for recovery. There's opportunity and solid foundation. Now we get to the very good part, the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So I do adore my Antique Anatomy deck, but I will show you a few more illustrations as I do. Here is another illustration which makes him look like a complete poser, doesn't it? The King of Swords is about logic, mind power, mental clarity. As you can see, he's recovering pretty well from the previous reading. The King of Swords is also, he holds a lot of authority and can be firm, but he's very enthusiastic. So he's got a plan, he's goal orientated, and he cuts away anything that drags him down, anything that diminishes his quality of life. That makes him sound a bit selfish, doesn't it? Maybe not that dramatic. Let's just say that he doesn't like much nonsense. Speaking of nonsense, actually, that leads us into the very last card, the Ace of Cups. Like all aces, it is about a new beginning, opportunity, potential. It is the beginning of a new cycle. So the aces represent number one. It is something brand new. Take a look at this card and see if you can't already guess what that sort of brand new thing might be. Here we go. It is new love, abundance. It is emotional fulfillment and a new emotional experience. This fictitious guy is crushing it, isn't he? From being destitute, rejected and broke to having it made. A little bit of time spent hanging upside down, and then all of a sudden you've got financial opportunity and prospects, as well as goals and mental clarity and authority, and now a new relationship. Landed on his feet. I'll finish up with just 3 photos showing the illustrations using the Everyday Witch deck. It reads like a book. Okay, that's it for now from me. Bye.